This celebration is the most important for Christians. Huge, y'all. It is about to get crazy. Jesus is about to tell somebody what is up, right? The story I'm going to tell you comes out of Luke chapters 19 through 24. Open up your Bible, turn to Luke, and read it yourself. You've got to. This is huge. The parallelism of the Holy Week in Jesus is beautiful. The Passover is when God saved the Israelites from Egypt in bondage and in slavery. Y'all, Jesus did the same for us. It starts in Luke 19 when Jesus is making the triumphal entry, when he is riding on this donkey into Jerusalem, and everyone recognizes that these prophecies, that the ancient prophets are coming to life. Jesus is fulfilling them. But here's something that you might not know. Jesus was weeping. He knew what was going to happen. He's weeping because it breaks his heart, but he also gets fired up. One of the first things Jesus does is go into the temple courts. And it is here that he gets so angry at the things he sees that he flips over a table. What's up now? Jesus is staging a prophetic protest, standing in the center and shouting that they are robbers. The same spot and the same message that Jeremiah gave. And he definitely gets their attention because this is when they make the plot to kill him. Later the week, Jesus sits down with his disciples to have what we call the Last Supper. But before he does this, he shows his disciples that he is a servant, that he is humble and washes their feet. This Passover meal is symbolic of Jesus's future death. He breaks the bread and tells them that this is a symbol of his body that will be broken. He then gives them wine, and it is symbolic of his blood, that it will be a new covenant between God and his people. Do a little research and look to see why blood is necessary for atonement with God. After the meal, Jesus and his disciples go up to the garden, and Jesus is asking them, please stay awake, y'all. I want to go pray. It's here in the garden where the temple guards and religious leaders come and take Jesus to the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate. And they make up these accusations and say that Jesus is stating that he is king. So he must be king to the Romans as well. He is a threat to your empire. Pilate asks Jesus, are you king? And Jesus replies, you have said so. What's up now? Pilate actually says that he finds no guilt in Jesus. He says it 3 times, but the religious leaders are insistent that they must kill Jesus. So to keep the Israelites happy, Pilate and the religious leaders negotiate a deal where Pilate will release an actual rebel. The innocent is handed over for the guilty. This is symbolic. Can you see it? Jesus not only physically takes his chains and his guilt, but he also takes ours. Jesus is taken away and he is beaten and he is murdered. He is taken with 2 other men and he is crucified. But that ain't the end of this story. No, he defeats it. Yes. So on Friday, that's why we have Good Friday. Think about that. Think about Jesus being murdered for you. He takes your burden, your sin, and that's what Good Friday is. But you see, Sunday, this new week will reveal a new life and a new covenant. You see, Jesus passes through death and comes back and walks among man for 40 days, but he has to go. And he tells them that he is going to give, catch this, the same power that sustained him to his people to share the good news. You know what the good news is? The gospel. Literally, it's the gospel. Yes. You see, because what Jesus did, he came and he made enemies friends and he cared for the poor. Y'all, this is big. Easter is coming up. This is what we need to be celebrating. I mean, this is when we need to get the lights out and put your trees up and sing the 12 days of Christmas, but at Easter, this is it. This is it until Jesus' second coming. We gotta celebrate. Emma, I'm wearing my purple for you. You are not forgotten. And Titus, we are praying for you.